Sudah kan? Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 3. Today we want to make a presentation about psycholinguistics, and our member group is
okay. I will introduce myself. Okay, I will introduce myself. My name is Astrid Eunika with ID number A1212211. And my friends, Risma, time is yours.
Okay, my name is Risma Sari. I am exchange student from PMM program.
okay. I think that's all our member group, and we want to move to the next slide. Is the first material. Okay, here we have three material is. So the first material is about writing systems, and the second is decoding in reading. The third is issues in listening. We want to move to the first material is about writing system, and I want to tell you about writing system. So in here we got is writing system. It has been with us for several thousand years ago, and nowadays is more important than ever. A writing system, technically referred to as a script, or an orthography, consists of a set of visible marks, forms, or structures called characters or graphs that are related to some structure in the linguistic systems. The key characteristic of writing system, the writing system have four characteristics of the writing system. First one is about presentation of sounds or words, and the second one is structure and organization. Third one, cultural context usage, and the last one is ability to record. This material is not really I mean the material presentation of sounds or words is a writing system that create a visual presentation of the sound of language or specific words, just like that. And structure and organization means is every writing system has a specific structure and organization. Some use single symbols to present the words, like alphabets and other like that. Then the third one is ability. There is the ability to record information. Ability to record information is one of the primary functions of a writing system. Is to record and store information. This allows human to immortalize knowledge, history, and culture through writing. And the last one is cultural context usage. Cultural context usage is writing system are closely tied to the cultural context in which they develop. Styles, forms, and writing rules often reflect distinct and characteristic of particular society or ethnic group. And I think that's all I can tell you about the writing systems. If there is a mistake that I have made, uh, I will say sorry. The next material will be tell about, we will tell my friend.
Okay, thank you so much, Samuel. I will explain about the next material is about decoding in reading. Decoding is a fundamental skill in the process of reading. It involves translating written words into spoken language and understanding the meaning behind the text. Decoding is the ability to convert written symbols into meaningful language, allowing readers to comprehend and derive meaning from text. And there is three components of decoding. First is phonics. Phonics is Phonic is a teaching method that teaches reading and writing by linking sound to letters or groups of letters. In phonics instruction, students learn to blend the sound of individual letters of letter groups to read words, such as saying sound for the letters C and A separately and then blending them together to say the word cat. Phonics also helps students memorize words and segment and blend words for accurate reading and writing. The relationship between letters and their corresponding sounds. Phonics instruction helps readers connect letters to their sounds and blend them to form words. Second is sight words. Sight words, also known as service words or common words, are a group of frequently occurring words in written English that are learned to be recognized instantly by sight rather than decoded phone- phonetical, phonetically. Sorry. These words do not always follow phonetics rules and are important for fluent reading because they make up a significant portion of the text in books and other materials. Some examples of sight words include the, a, and, in, and is. Memorizing and recognizing frequently used words on sight. Sight words do not necessarily follow phonetics rules and are often learned through repetition and exposure. And the last is context clues. Context clues are words or phrase in a text that provide hints or cues about the meaning of an unfamiliar word. They help reader to infer the meaning of the unknown word based on the meaning of the words around it. Context clues can be grammatical, such as the part of speech of the unknown word, or semantic, such as the relationship between the unknown word and the other words in the sentence. By using context clues, readers can improve their vocabulary and comprehension skills using surrounding words or sentences to infer the meaning of an unfamiliar word. Contextual understanding aids in decoding by providing additional cues. And this is yes, and this is phonics and word record recognition. Yes. Phonemic awareness is the ability to recognize and manipulate individual sounds or phonemes in spoken word. It is an essential pre-reading skill that helps children learn to read and spell by breaking down words into their component sound. Phonemic awareness involves activities such as rhyming, segmenting words into syllable and phonemes, blending sound together to form words, and deleting or substituting sounds, recognizing and manipulating individuals' sound in spoken. And the second is word recogniting, uh, combining individual sounds to pronounce a word. Blending is a phonemic awareness skill that involves combining individual sound or phonemes to form a word. This skill is essential for decoding words during the reading process. To blend, a reader a reader must first identify the individual sounds in the word, then blend them together to form the whole word. For example, the word cat can be broken down into the sound C, A, and T. To blend this sound together, a reader would say C and then A and then say C and then A and then T, and you finally say cat. This skill helps readers decode unfamiliar words by breaking them down to smaller parts that are easier to recognize and blend together. Segmenting, breaking a word into its individual sound. Segmenting is the opposite of blending, and it involves breaking down a word into its individual sound or phonemes. This skill is essential for spelling and decoding words during the reading process. To segment, a reader must first listen to the sound in a word, then identify and separate them into individual phonemes. For example, the word cat. Yes, for example, the word cat. Segmenting is an important predecessor to blending, as it helps reader build foundation for decoding words fluently. And there's strategies for building decoding skill. First is explicit phonics instruction. Teach the teach the relationship between letters and sound explicitly. emphasizing the rules and the patterns of the English language is a teaching approach that focus on directly and systematically teaching students the relationship between letters and sound. This approach is based on understanding that phonemics awareness, phonics, and fluency are essential components of reading instruction. And the second is repeated reading. Practice reading the same text multiple times to enhance fluency and reinforce word recognition. This approach is based on understanding that repeat practice is essential for developing reading fluently, which is the ability to read accurately, quickly, and with expression. And the last is word families. Words explore word families or group of words with the same ending or rhyme to help children recognize pattern and decode new words. Word families are group of words that share a common spelling pattern. For example, two word family for the at sound includes words like cat, hat, and sat. Learning word family is an essential component of early reading instruction as it helps students recognize patterns in spelling and decoding. By learning word families, students can quickly and accurately decode new words that they encounter as they can use the spelling patterns they have learned to help them. And this is the common challenge in decoding. The first is phonetic irregularities. And phonetics irregularities are words that do not follow the typical spelling pattern for the sound. For example, the word night, night does not follow the pattern for the GH sound, as it pronounced with an I sound instead of a G and H sound. And the second common challenge is in decoding is lack of sight words recognition. Children who lack knowledge of these sight words may struggle to decode them as they may not recognize them quickly and accurately. This can slow down the decoding process and make reading more difficult and frustration for the child. By improving sight word recognition through strategies such as frequently reading practice, flashcards, sight word lists, and reading apps. And the last common challenge in decoding is limited vocabulary. A limited vocabulary can impede decoding as readers struggle to recognize and understand unfamiliar words. When readers encounter words they don't know, they might struggle to decode them. They may struggle to decode them using phonics, as they may not be familiar with the sounds and patterns of the words. Addi- Additionally, teaching words roots, prefix, and suffix can help readers understand the meaning of unfamiliar words and decode them more easily. Um, Thank you so much for the extension for the next material is my friend Risma will explain it. Thank you.
Okay, for the next material is about issues in listening. So as we know that listening included as one of the important skills in language comprehension, but in fact, listening also has some issues which turned up, such as next. Next slide, please. For the first issue is about the linearity issue. So listening is in form of spoken language, unlike the written language, which we can rereading or backtracking. In listening, we cannot do that. So the listener must to um, keep with the speaker's space to get the information. And then the next issues is about the non-variance issue. So listeners have to deal with speech factors such as speaker variation, speaking rate, accent, and also co-articulation. Co-articulation itself is pronunciation with the sound influence sound before and after it. So the listener must to adapt with those issues. And then the third one is the normalization issue. Listener from like individual speaking style, regional accent, also variation in pronunciation. It sometimes become an issue when we listen to a speech. And then the next is the accommodation issue. So spoken language maybe usually it's depend on the situation and context. So as a listener, we must to adapt with the situation and context to get uh, the right information. And then the lexical segmentation. So as a listener, we must to adapt with the some of issue turn with the spoken language, such as the boundaries between the words, and also listener must to determine one words when it is ends or it is began. And the last issue is the storage issue. As we know that a human brain has the limited capacity or it has the short working memory. So that's why we as a listener have um, to pay attention to process the information correctly. And to deal with those issues, we have some solutions to 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 face the problem. It is the process solution and storage solution. The process solution is ability to ability of the listener to adapt with the knowledge of language, context, and also to anticipate the or to predict the upcoming word or phrases in the listening. When the storage solution itself is, we can like do some practice or rehearsal to repeat the information and in order to encourage our retention. So that's all about our material today about writing system, decoding and reading, also issues in listening. Uh, I think that's all from our group. Thank you for the attention and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.